How's it going, my Pookie Bears? Welcome back to another video on my channel. Now, I am the greatest Roblox YouTuber, everybody knows that, but besides that, the official Anime Reborn tier list. Now, what does this mean, boys? This means that this is actually going to be the legit tier list. If you complain about it, if you say it's not true, this can't be, guess what? Cry about it. It is the real tier list, okay? Now, look, I don't make the rules, I just follow them. So, we're gonna start off with, obviously, the support class. Now, these are the people that you use if you a noob, if you trash. These are the players you're going to need to use, okay? First things first, go ahead and get Pain. Now look, Pain is pretty bad, but he's kind of used as a support. Now he can stun, so that's pretty cool, but he also does a little damage to go with it, which is not that bad. Now, is it the best? I would say no. I would say the speed card is the best support all in all. Speed card gives you hella money, hella bank, so you know what I'm saying, like at the start of story or something like that, if it's a hard one, you can go ahead and farm while your teammate defends. So it's very honestly OP. Now Bulma is just the worst version of that. Now would I recommend you have her over speed card? No. So I would just put her right behind speed card, okay? Now if you're a new player, you can't afford a legendary somehow with all the codes, then go ahead and get Bulma. She's an okay farm, but I still prefer speed card all in all. Now you might ask yourself, why are some of them not as bright as the other ones? Because I don't have them, okay? I'm not spoiled, okay? I'm not pay to win. I'm a free player, okay? So some of them I don't have, so I can't really, you know, snip it, but like, it's okay, guys. You know, we have every unit either way. Rukia is pretty good. She basically stuns like Pain, but she just does no damage. So honestly, I would just put her right under Pain. Anyways, Water Goddess, you know, Water Goddess is, she really is a goddess. She blesses you with like so much stuff. Like her buff is basically equivalent to what you would see in Anime Adventures when it came to Erwin. It buffs the range and damage. So all in all, she's pretty OP. I would put her at the top, honestly. I mean, because you have to think about it like this. Like, she's the only unit that can buff your range and damage for infinitely amount of time. So on infinite runs, it's going to be the MVP. And I think, honestly, the last really support that I noticed playing is really just Darkbeard. Now, this is the only unit that can really slow the enemies. So he's going to be really, really good. Now, I would say Speed Card is better than Water Goddess just because of the fact that you get a ton of money, which is something that you must have for infinite runs. But other than that, I would put Water Goddess in front of Darkbeard, but Darkbeard would definitely be close. I mean, I think you can honestly just make up your mind, but if you guys didn't notice, we're going from best to worst. Now, I'm actually going to put that there. I don't think Bulma is like that. If you're bringing to an infinite run, this is what I would run. I would run, you know, Speed Card. And then if you are weak, you know, I would go ahead and get Water Goddess or Darkbeard, or maybe both if you're really that weak. And then, you know, you can obviously pick up Pain, you know, but then at that point, I would just honestly go for a better mythical. But it is what it is. This is what I would say the support is. You know, I think it's pretty close. I think that everybody would agree. Next up is the D class. Now, you know, the D class, I'm going to go by pretty quickly. Should be no complaints here. Now, I would put it Yasuke, and I would go ahead and put Border Lee, and those two are pretty much the only people that are kind of on D. You could honestly make the case for Khazar, like the top of D, but honestly, that's pretty much all I would do for D. I don't think anybody else deserves that spot for real, because I don't really think that anybody's that bad, you know, to the point of Khazar, Yasuke, or Border Lee. But the C tier is just gonna be Uryu and Jonas. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys when I say that, you know, Genos and Uryu, they're both pretty bad, but like if you're a new player, you're going to need Genos when it comes to beating the final acts of the last map, because honestly, Genos is air and it's fire, and he's really good and pretty strong when it comes to the air types, right? That's why you're gonna need Genos for, but that's pretty much the only time you were going to need him when it comes to story mode and all that stuff. So that's why he's not very efficient or good. Now, Uryu is going on C tier because he's also an air, and you know, if you do get him, you will have some uses to him, you know, either way. So it's still okay to use him if you don't have Genos, but you know, I would prefer Genos in the long run. Okay, now let's go for the B tier. Now B tier, 21, because she's not really that good. Now, she's a secret, but she's just a collectible secret. We've seen this in every other game. You know, there's always going to be secrets that you just pick up or get just for the fact that you have it and you don't have to worry about it, you know, or maybe in the future, you can go ahead and trade it, you know, if they do have secret trading. The other one going on B tier is unfortunately going to be Hawkeye. Now, besides bosses, he's really not that good when it comes to fighting mobs. Now, he has linear AoE, which if you didn't know is not really meta when it comes to this game. So if I'm being quite frank with you guys, he just deserves B. Now he's gonna be at the top of B because he's so good when it comes to fighting bosses, and it's something that not many people understand and put him pretty low on their tier list. But surprisingly, he's really good when it comes to boss fighting. Now you could argue he's on A tier, but if he was on A tier, he would be very low, and we have a lot of units to go that I personally think are just better. Okay, now that's just my opinion, but I do think so. Now here we go with A tier. Now A tier, there's a lot of A tier because as we know, on release time there's always going to be a lot of mythicals that are very, very good. Okay, now look, right away, I'm going to say Broly is A tier because once you evolve him, he's full AoE. But besides the evolution, we're just talking plain, his range is actually insane. So once you actually get him like to a couple more waves, so he gets his passive activated and he gets that boost, he's going to have infinite range. It's very overpowered, very good as well. So definitely is a good unit. Okay, next up is going to be honestly on A tier. It's going to have to be Sun Prodigy. Now, if you don't have Sun Prodigy, you really can't get it anymore. It was early bird exclusive, so unfortunately missed out on a really good unit, but don't be afraid, it's not a big deal. So you know, you don't have to go ahead and worry your pretty little head. I would also say Oda is honestly deserving of A tier. Now in my opinion, he's not amazing, but he does do pretty decent DPS, so it's not a total L. You know, is he better than Hawkeye's? Yes, but the only reason he is better than Hawkeye's is because of the simple fact that he can hit many units at once. His range is also pretty decent. So I would say that Hawkeye's is very good. Again, guys, you know, I know you guys are gonna hate Hawkeye's being on B tier, but you have to understand that he's only good for bosses. When it comes to mobs lining up, he's really not that good. Doesn't do that much damage, man. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Now, although I don't have them, I have many people and friends that do have them that have told me this, okay? So just relax. And the last person that's gonna be on A tier for my personal opinion is going to be Goku, okay? Now, Goku is gonna be at the top of A tier. Now, for me personally, I really like Goku, Super Goku. Although I don't have him, many people that I know do have him, and he is pretty strong. Now, if you get a good trade on him, if you just put him on top, he's pretty much the best for airs. And airs is something that if you do a harder difficulty infinite run, you're going to need him. He's pretty much a must-have for those. So he's gonna go on the top of A tier. Now, the reason Sun Prodigy is better than Broly and Oda is because although he is not a mythical, he's an exclusive, he does have burn effect, and he also does do a lot of damage. And Sun Prodigy is also very cheap, which makes him a little bit better than Broly and Oda for story mode. Pretty much gonna be the best for story. So that's why he's gonna stay on A tier, guys, okay? Here's where comes the S tier. Now, everybody here is gonna be S tier, but you might be asking yourselves which one's better than which, right? So number one is, I'm honestly gonna give it to Dragon Emperor. Now, he has just insane damage overall. Now, not many people have it, and I haven't seen anybody use him, but I did see a showcase, and quite frankly, everybody puts him at the top for a reason. He just does incredible amount of damage. So just, you know, make sure that you do understand that this is going to be probably the best unit. Now, is he better than Rimuru? I'm not sure. I did not see anybody talk about Rimuru. I mean, I'm pretty sure we can safely say it's gonna be between these two as the top dog. Okay, so I'm gonna go and put Dragon Emperor ahead just because I know what he got. Now, obviously, you could say this is a tie, but I would just put these two at the top of the top. Okay, Itachi and Greybeard. Many people would say Greybeard. I would say, yeah, but Itachi is kind of better for me personally. At least I prefer Itachi, but Greybeard, once he's evolved, he's pretty OP. So I would just say that I would put Greybeard first, Itachi after, but they're pretty close in my opinion. Other than that, this is gonna be the best tier list and pretty much the official tier list of Anime Reborn. Now, I don't make the rules, like I said. If you think this is fake, cry about it. I don't know what to tell you. Honestly, the only thing I would maybe tweak a little bit is the A and B tiers, because I feel like those are a little bit controversial. But other than that, I honestly do think that I did pretty good on this tier list. Let me know what you think down below and leave a like and subscribe. Please, I'm begging you. I'm on my knees.